Hello everyone, welcome to Aptera Owners Club. In this video, we're going to go over changing the tires or dealing with flats in an Aptera. Because the Aptera has hub motors, a lot of people get confused and think that that somehow makes changing the tire or fixing a flat different. And I'm going to try to explain how it's the same. Um, Probably what's going to happen with the Aptera is that they're going to have an air compressor and a sealant, just like a lot of newer cars these days. A lot of newer cars these days do not have a spare tire, and you basically put sealant in, and there's an air compressor, and that'll get you hopefully back on the road to a repair shop if you have a flat. Now, you could probably carry a spare tire in the back of the Aptera. There's plenty of space for one. But anyways, because it has a hub motor, people think that, oh, the hub motor is going to interfere with changing out the wheel in an Aptera, but that's not the case. Okay, so to go over how it works, let's use this video. This is a video from a guy named ChrisFix. So you take off the lug nuts, and then I love this guy's video because he gives you very good directions, and he always gives you a couple of good tips. He's showing you how to like take off the wheel easier. So you take off this wheel, and then you see right here, this is the disc brakes, and here's the things that you bolt the wheel onto. This is essentially what the wheel motor will look like right here. So instead of having the disc brakes and the pads and the caliper here, you're going to have the hub motor. And the hub motor has the disc brakes inside the hub motor, and you just bolt the rim and the tire to this. So this is how it works. And I was watching this video and I realized that this is a video from Alafe about their motors, and I realized that the way they did it, unfortunately, is kind of incorrect. Because what they show here is, if you look at this, right here, these are the coolant ports to cool the motor, and this is the stator. And so this part does not spin. This part is bolted to the control arms. But in their graphic, they make it look like the thing spins. Here, I'll show you. So we're going to step through this frame by frame. And they show the stator spinning. And they also show the brake caliper spinning. Obviously, the brake caliper has to stay the same. The disc spins, but the brake caliper stays the same. And here's the hub right here. So this is the bearing. And so the stator is here, and the rotor is here. And so the permanent magnets are on here, and this is the stator. So this will stay still. And see, the caliper is bolted to this, which stays still, obviously, because the wires and the coolant are going to go to this thing. Now the disc spins, and the disc is bolted to the hub gears, and then the disc is bolted to the rotor right here. So this is the rotor. So this part spins. This has the permanent magnets here, and the stator is here. And so this part spins, and so you just attach the tire right to this thing. So this is just like this. And so all you have to do is pull off the rim and the tire, and instead of looking like this in a normal car, the Aptera will look like this, and the brakes are actually inside of this thing. And also, probably they don't need a very large brake in the Aptera and with these in-wheel motors, because the regenerative braking will slow down the car and do like 99% of the work. And you probably don't even need to engage the actual disc calipers until the very last bit when you're doing coming to a full stop. Just like Teslas almost never wear out their brake pads because they have regenerative braking. Okay, so that's easy. Actually, I think the harder part of the Aptera is figuring out where the jack points are. And we haven't been told where the jacking points are, and I plan on asking them where the jacking points are when we go down there. So this is more clearer from Alafe. This is the stator, this is the rotor, this is the disc brake. And so, you know, obviously this caliper is not spinning. This part stays still. This part spins because this is the gear, this is the bearings. That's attached to the disc, which is then also attached to the rotor. Okay, so the jacking points, I mean, the most obvious jacking point is right here in the front suspension, right underneath the lower control arm. However, if you look at this, that area is probably covered by the bodywork. So I don't know if they plan on reinforcing that area and making that a jacking point right here, or if they're going to make the jacking point out here on the control arm. So I'm not sure how they're going to do that, but we will ask them. And then on the rear, probably the jacking point is going to be here where the rear suspension attaches. And so in order to access that, you're going to have to take off this bodywork right here, which like the wheel pants are supposed to be pretty easy to take off, a couple of clips maybe, and this comes off. And then you just put the jack right here, jack this up, take off these 5 bolts, pull it off, and see there's the rim motor in there. So I hope that clears things up, because I always see comments when Aptera talks about their hub motors. People are like, well, how are we going to change a flat? Well, changing a flat is exactly the same as a regular car, other than we have to figure out where the jacking points are. But basically, this part of a regular car looks just like this on the Aptera. So hopefully that clears things up for everyone. And thanks for watching.